Are you sad? Are you triggered? Are you mad? Are you mad cause I said what I said? Well, go watch Mr. Rogers instead. He's a nice man and I'm not. I don't care if you're mad or upset cause I told you a story and you're just a sensitive boy. That don't matter, not to me, not one bit. I would look, but I just can't find one fucking shit. No, not one fucking shit I could give. I don't have one, I can't spare any shits, any fucks, or none of these dicks that I suck, even though I got two in my butt. I wish that I cared, but your feelings don't matter to me. You got feminine qualities, you're a sensitive boy. I can tell that you're scared, but it still doesn't matter to me. You got feminine qualities, you're a sensitive boy. You're a sensitive boy. Does it help if I went and admitted that I think that I'm probably gay, but I'm too afraid that I'll catch AIDS? I'm a pussy and a dick, yes I'm both. So when you go and tell me to go fuck myself, I don't even need nobody else. Independent and alone, yes I'm small, but I'm grown. And I'm horny and ready to bone anybody inside of your home. Hide your husband and your wife. I got pipe, yeah it's small, but I'm able and ready to lay. Plus I'm straight and I'm bi and I'm gay. And a dragon, I wish that I cared, but your feelings don't matter to me. You got feminine qualities, you're a sensitive boy. I can tell that you're scared, but it still doesn't matter to me. You got feminine qualities, you're a sensitive boy. You're a sensitive boy.
Maybe I'm a little young, but you don't know what I've become. Can't you see it in my face? But living in disguise, but you can see the killer in my eyes. I've got a look you can't escape.
Well, two streams in one evening. What now? 2 evening streams in 1 week. What is the world coming to? Is people going and transitioning from early morning coffee streams to after dark streams? Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. But before we get doing all that, I promised you guys, I said, hey, I told you, this was going to be no coffee tonight, right? Nope. Out comes the good old Southern Comfort. So let me pour me a little glass of Southern Comfort here because, well, listen, this is a doozy. Why? Because much like my shirt here, right, you see my shirt? You can get this shirt in my merch shop, by the way. Yep, right down at the bottom. Click on the store, you can get it. And you too can milk law cows, because that's what we're doing tonight. We're milking a law cow by the name of Andy Signore, Popcorn Planet, because he got triggered, because he's a sensitive boy. Nectar of the gods right there. Nectar of the gods. Now, all right. So I don't normally go around, well, I kind of do a little bit, looking for a fight. I wasn't looking for one here. In this particular case, I was just Twitter feeding, scrolling the Twitter feed. And I don't know, honestly, who was it? Let me just see. Who was it that, I can't even, honestly, I don't even remember who it was that retweeted, because I don't follow Andy, right? I don't have anything. I think he's just, anyway. He has issues. But anyway, so I was just scrolling my Twitter feed last night after the stream. We did a wonderful stream over on Clear as Mud. Had a lot of fun. We talked about the Willy Wonka disaster that happened over in Glasgow. Had some laughs, a lot of fun. Check out the stream. It was really, really fun. But I was, after the stream, whatever, I was just kind of scrolling my Twitter before I went to bed, and I saw this tweet that we're going to get into. So let me just do this. Let's go here, and let's do our normal little thing, right? Because if I don't do this, then Purple gets mad at me because she finds these funny little images. Oh, you have Throwback Thursdays? Well, I have a Fuck You Friday. Exactly. We're going to have a Fuck You Friday. No coffee tonight. No coffee, but we have lots of Southern Comfort. Straight up neat. Like real men drink it. Not with no little carbonated beverages in it or over the rocks like some sensitive little boy. No, neat. So anyway, so I was scrolling through the little Twitter feed thing, and this popped up on my feed. And like I said, I don't even remember who it was. I don't even remember who it was that shared it. Doesn't matter. But Andy Signore was doing a live stream. He put up a little clip of it. You can't see the live stream because he has it behind a paywall. So unless you're like a Patreon member or a channel member or some nonsense, you can't see the actual video where he talked to Jeremy Hales and his partner. I can't remember what her name is. It doesn't matter. It's inconsequential, honestly. But the lawyer, the DUI guy, has been covering this case, this legal case that's going on down there, because Jeremy Hales is in this big legal case with one of his neighbors. He's in a big legal case with the town that he lives in down there, Otter Creek. He's just one of those neighbors that, you know, really makes you appreciate the good neighbors that you have. I think I can say that comfortably. But anyway, they've got this case, and he's having this issue with this judge, as you see on the screen, this judge here. And the judge is blocking Jeremy and his legal team at every turn, and they're not happy, and they're claiming civil liberties have been violated. Whatever. And here's the thing. I don't give a rat turd about any of that. I don't give a shit about any of this stuff. I don't care about the case in Florida. I don't care about any of this stuff that Andy and I get into about. I don't care. My issue was not about him covering and giving legs to this case. I don't care about this. The only reason why I had any issues is the fact that he was platforming Jeremy Hales. Jeremy Hales is a chronic, habitual abuser of YouTube's dmca. He does not recognize fair use. He violates fair use. He will file a DMCA copyright. I'll be honest with you, I will be surprised if he does not actually file a DMCA just because I showed this thumbnail and it has his face here on it. You don't believe me? I will show you an example of why he did exactly that. He filed a DMCA against another YouTube creator simply because, do you get this? He hired an artist, right? He got an artist to do a caricature of Jeremy Hales. He used that all throughout his stream. He used that in the thumbnail, and Jeremy Hales filed a DMCA takedown notice because of a caricature picture. Wasn't even his, right? Wasn't even his. Didn't matter. Did not matter. I had the same issues, people. That's why I called him dumb. Yeah, exactly, Leia. Exactly. Andy Signore is a moron, right? That's what's my issue with him, right? So I quote tweeted this, right? And I said, wow, Jeremy Hales is a grade A ass and loves to file false DMCA strikes against people. So yeah, fuck him and fuck Andy, right? And I meant that. And I don't back up from it. I don't retract it, because Andy, crybaby bitch, if you're going to platform somebody, if you're going to bring them onto your channel and put them behind a paywall, no less, what a basic bitch maneuver. Seriously, basic bitch. Know something about who it is you're platforming, right? Just take a few minutes. Simple Google search this shit, right? So Andy takes exception to this. It says, excuse me, met him for the first time today. Sorry, I didn't know his life story. But I also don't judge people off of random Twitter reviews, especially from folks who tell me to fuck odd. I think it's supposed to be off, but whatever. Before even looking into actual case. Okay, well, see, there's your first problem, Mr. Signore. You are assuming something. And when you assume something, guess what? You're making an ass of yourself. And that's what you did in this case. Because, sir, I am very well aware of Jeremy Hales, his entire case history. I'm aware of all of it. I've been following it. I haven't been making streams about it. I haven't been tweeting about it because he's a litigious fuck. So why in the hell would I bring that kind of pain and misery into my life? But I digress. Let's continue. Looking at the actual case, which you should, since it affects all creators. How in the hell does some arbitrary? Now here's the thing: the case the big case that they're talking about. You know what this is? You know what this is all about? You ready for this? Is a civil protection order case. His neighbor is asserting that he is harassing her by constantly filming her, making statements that she alleges is untruthful and slanderous in nature, and she is seeking relief through the court systems of what they call a injunction, or over in most of the other parts of the country, they would call that basically a no contact order, right? And to basically means that he cannot be within so many feet of her, right? That's what the whole case is. But understand something. This affects all creators. No, it doesn't. This does not affect all creators. It has zero to do with all creators. It has to do with one creator who's a pain in the ass to his neighbors. And here's the thing. I'll be generous. I will extend some grace that I was never extended, but I'll extend a little grace. Okay. There was some shady shit going on down there. From what appears, there was some shady shit going on, potentially in the small town that Jeremy lives in with their city council stuff. Sounds like there could have possibly been a little bit of shady shit, and he may have possibly been wrongly charged. Because here's what this all started on. You ready for this? This all started because he believed that he was. I'm not lying. I'm not making this shit up, guys. If you're so inclined, you go to Jeremy Hales, watch the videos all the way back, go about a year and a half ago. He believed that they were inaccurately charging him on his water bills. They were charging him as a commercial customer. And he says he was not, that he was just a residential, but he runs a business out of his home where he does sales and stuff. He opens up these locker things. You remember, they used to have a TV show on there where they go out and they bid on the lockers, and they open up these lockers, these abandoned, storage sheds and stuff, whatever. And they go in there. That's what him and his partner does. And so they do that, and they process the things, whatever, and they do all this stuff out of their home. So they have a home-owned based business. The city council stuff down there was charging him commercial rates for his water. He got upset about that, got bent out of shape. And that's what this was all about, right? And he goes to their council meetings and films it and all this other stuff, and he's been using his platform to make assertions and stuff. And but anyway, that's the whole thing, right? And so when another creator on this platform, a person that he and I have had our own dealings in the past, Super Dave. He's kind of, some people like him, some people dislike him. I'm kind of benign. Either way, I really don't care. He's not something that's really occupies my thought. But Super Dave was wrongfully done and treated poorly, right, by Jeremy Hales as well. And when I saw this, and I saw that he was getting these DMCA strikes, for fair use content, I was like, okay, I'm gonna signal boost this because it's the right thing to do. And then in doing so, I myself wound up getting a DMCA as well. But anyway, let's continue on. And so I said, well, I told him, I said, well, I did look into the case, and I showed him 5 to 8 seconds of one of his videos, 5 to 8 seconds on like a 2-hour stream, I think it was. And he did a manual claim and filed a DMCA strike against me. It was not even one of those automated things that YouTube can throw up and say, hey, this user used a certain percentage of your content or whatever. It wasn't even that. It was a manual strike, right? And the creators, the YouTube agreed with my appeal, as they did with multiple other creators who he filed on. He does not understand or chooses not to adhere to fair use standards. So again, I say, fuck him. And if you took just 15 minutes and did any research at all, you would have seen this. So don't come at me because you're lazy. So he come at me and he says, you won your appeal. You lost nothing. This has nothing to do with the injustice I'm reporting. And while I don't agree with false claims, I don't appreciate how aggressive you came at me. Well, fucking boo-hoo, who fucking who. Get you a sugar titty and get over it. I don't give a shit. If you're that petty to ignore injustice that can affect all of us, okay, so we've got one isolated little local Florida case that is all about him harassing a neighbor, and they're trying to get an injunction against him, or a restraining order basically saying not to harass them, and they can't be within. How is that affecting me? Explain that to me, sir. It's not. It's not. And here's the whole thing. Here's the whole crux of it, right? It's because Jeremy Hale is screaming from the rooftop saying that this judge is imposing, and he has a whole laundry list of these civil rights that he says that he's imposing on. One of them is he's imposing on his First Amendment right of free speech. Jeremy Hale hasn't shut up during this whole process. He has multiple videos. He has multiple videos on his channel where he's showing in court recordings from their webcams and stuff within the court, right? Where he's got that in the videos, he's talking about it, and he's besmirching the judge, and he's besmirching the counsel for the neighbor that initiated this litigation, and he's besmirching his neighbor, right? And he's doing all these things. The fucker has never shut up. So how's his First Amendment rights been compromised whatsoever, right? And the thing about it is he's got this lawyer, the DUI lawyer, who has had his own little dust up and mix up with the law tubers out there, right? Has his own little, whatever, right? So, no. This doesn't, him filing false DMCA strikes, and this is not the first time he's done it, right? Jeremy is not just against me, not against Leia, something, not just against Super Dave. He has a long history of doing this and doing false DMCAs, right? That is a whole lot more problematic than him fighting a local civil case that has zero bearings on anybody else other than him and him solely. I don't know where you're coming up with this bullshit about how it's going to be affect us all. What the judge that's over this is just a judge in a local little circuit court. It's not going to affect it. What? You're a moron, right? So I tell him, I said, you want to claim that this small little case that is occurring in Florida between Hales and his neighbors about a no contact order is some huge monumental case that will affect all creators? How about the fact that Hales goes around filing false DMCA strikes so many, in some cases multiple on a single channel, which could cause the user to lose that channel? You should have done more research in this guy rather than trying to prop him up like he's taking on the world. Very shoddy research on your part. Do better, right? Do better, right? And even Super Dave comes in here, right? This, and he's like, give me, right? So, whatever, right? And so, hang on, what was it? There was another one here, right? Was this the one here? this is, yeah, okay. So yeah, he comes back here and he goes, oh, and I did just go and look. I see nothing but this 3-hour stream that 600 people, well, excuse me, it was actually 689, but whatever. Watched about someone else. You expect me to find and watch that shit on him? How full of self are you? Maybe don't come in so hot next time, right? And he links my little video, which I was, yeah, hey, thank you. Thank you for linking the video. Appreciate it. Much love. Don't worry. I've got the video queued up, and I'm going to show you what I got a DMCA strike over, right? I said, it wasn't just me that he was doing this to. I said, again, you're lazy. It's okay, though. I'll be glad to cover it this evening. And I put this little meme picture of him, right? Right. And this is where he blocked me, right? Because then this brings up this other here, right? I said I was trying to reply to Andy Signore because he's in his feelers. Wow, talk about a sensitive little guy. There will be a stream this evening at 8 p.m., which we're doing right now. So put down the coffee, grab your adult beverages. This one is going to be good. And you can see here, I couldn't reply to it because, I said, guess what? You're just being dismissive of everyone who tells you that Hales is a horrible person. Who is a real threat to creators? Tells me everything I need to know about you. Also, revenge porn. I said, are you serious? Get out of here with what? And yes, I said was full of myself, right? Because he's sitting there, he said, it goes, I was writing the bottom for you, but sharing that disgusting bullshit revenge porn as a gotcha tells me everything I need to know about you. And of course, he blocked me. He blocked me here. So anyway, yeah, exactly, Tippy. It was a picture. That picture is a screen grab off of one of these videos, right? Where he sent to this allegedly, because he's litigious too. Andy Signore's another litigious fuck. Where he was allegedly sending out these pictures of him, or these videos or whatever, of him pleasuring himself to women who didn't ask for it, right? Whatever, right? But since he brought all that up, we'll cover briefly a little bit of that, because I really don't know a lot about it. And honestly, I don't give a shit. I mean, I'll say if he was yanking his crank and sending it to women unsolicited, dude, that's a party foul. Okay, flag on the field, party foul. That's no bueno, my dude. No bueno, right? So I said, so I tagged him and said, trying to, whatever. He goes, sensitive, I blocked you because you started the convo with fuck Andy Signore. Exactly. And guess what? I still say, fuck Andy Signore. Then shared that you just pile on when someone challenges you. Let's see how lazy you are. And if you spotlight what those haters don't. Her story changing on air and her criminal record of forgery. Okay, here's the deal. I don't give a shit about his neighbor's previous criminal history. What the fuck does that matter to me? I don't care. It doesn't matter in that case either, because either A, Jeremy is harassing her, or he's not. And a judge or court systems will make that determination. And that has absolutely, positively zero to do with what I asserted. And yet you have yet to refute. Period, Andy. All you want to do is wave a little flag accusing me of posting revenge. I can't even say the word because it get me in trouble. Prawn. How about that, right? Because we can't be adults here, right? You want to levy a charge against me of posting revenge prawn. Get the fuck out of here. Fuck you. Period. And here's what I would say. If you did not actually send that around to people, right? Then how do they get it? Just asking. Just curiosity here, right? So I told us, I give two rips about Florida case. My criticism of you stands. You platformed a chronic abuser of the YouTube DMCA system. That's my issue with you solely. He keeps trying to change the subject. He keeps trying to change the goalpost. I don't give a shit about the Florida case. Never cited anything about the Florida case. I flat out from the very beginning said it was about the fact that Jeremy Hales is a chronic abuser of the DMCA system. You're yet to engage. You yet to address it. You want to make all these other sessions. You keep throwing this stuff against the wall, hoping something will stick. Nothing's sticking, Andy, because you're full of bullshit. Your argument's bullshit because you're lazy fuck. This is my issue solely. Well, that and the fact that you accuse me of posting revenge porn, I'll definitely be talking about that as well. Right? So then he comes, the woman who shared those has not been truthful. Well, guess what? Neither of you, my dude, you're not being truthful either. You're not addressing the subject that I'm taking you to task for. You want to go around and talk about everything else but what I'm talking about. And if I shared her like that, I'd be in jail. Well, was she sending you nudes unsolicited? Was she? Did she? I don't know. Don't care. Stick to the topic. I had no idea who you or Jeremy are. There you go. Right there. I had no idea who you or Jeremy are. You had no idea who he is, but yet you're going to bring him onto your platform. You're going to platform him like he is some sort of martyr or some shit. Dumbass. I don't support... He goes, I don't support DMCA takedowns. I care about the Florida case, not internet beefing. Peace. Well, guess what? I don't care about the Florida case. I care more about beefing with you because you're platforming a habitual DMCA false flagger. How about that? That's what I'm all about. Okay? Put that in your little piece of pipe and smoke it, Andy. Put that in your popcorn bucket and chew on it a little bit. Who is this from? Clout Route. Internet beefing, but if people started taking down Andy's videos, it would be breaking news. Exactly. Exactly. The world would have to stop spinning because everybody would have to know about Andy's takedowns. And if I'm not mistaken, and I could be mistaken here, right? I could be misremembering something. I don't think I am. I mean, I know it's after dark, and I know I suffer from sundowners and all that shit, right? Because people always tell me how old I am and shit, right? So maybe I'm not remembering everything, right? And that's possible. I'm not infallible here. But I seem to remember back when the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial was going on, and he was covering stuff so much. I seem to remember that the Amber Heards and stuff, supporters and stuff, was coming after people like him and Yellow Flash and a few others, right? And was trying to get their, was like flagging down their videos and stuff like that, and was harassing him, right? I seem to remember something like that. And he was screaming from the rooftops about, how the injustice of it all. But maybe I'm misremembering that. I'm sure there are people out there that follow Andy a little bit more closely than I do. That probably would have that better records of that, but I don't give a shit. I really don't care. Because again, like I said, Andy has yet to address what I'm saying. Other than he admitted he didn't know who Jeremy was. He just seen an opportunity to not only drag him on, but a DUI because he wanted to get the glizzies, right? Suck off some bigger, get a little bit of clout, get a little bit of, whatever, dude, whatever. Just get up there and fondle those, make sure you fondle that nutsack real good. Get that good full load, right? Piece of shit. So the Clout Route says, comes in here, and valid point. I don't always agree with the Clout Route, but okay, false strikes are wrong, of course, call them out. But if it's true fair use, keep appealing and you'll win. That's not true. That's not true. That is not true. You don't always win. I am like a 1K sub, nobody Andy out here channel. I have zero smoke. I have nothing. And so when you have a channel that's like, let's just see how many subs did this. Let me just see here. Jeremy House. Let's just see how many. He's got almost 700,000 subs. He's got almost 700,000 subs, and he's litigious. In his most recent video, he just talked about how he's already spent like $80,000 in lawyer fees just on this one case here alone that he's currently, the one that is crucial and very impactful to all creators across YouTube. Because a neighbor is trying to get a restraining order so that he can't harass her anymore. And I don't give a shit if she was a convicted forgist. I don't care. I don't care. That is the crux of the case. Is she saying he is harassing her and she's trying to get a restraining order to where he cannot be within so many feet of her, and that's it. That's the crux of it. It's much to do about nothing. But in Andy's world, this is what this is. This is FUPA 2.0. Because this is going to impact creators all across the YouTube spectrum, yet nobody's talking about it. Except for the DUI lawyer and Andy Signore. That's it. That's the only two people talk about it, period. Right? Period. I was covering the grudge judge in Florida. And of course, he has to put the hashtag in there, so that's his. What that is that's the signal to let the little supporters of the Hales to come in to try to help him start ratioing and save him, because he's dug his ass into a hole that he can't get out of, and he's losing the argument. He's losing the battle against a little 1,000 sub YouTube channel, i.e. me. That's it. So he signal boosts it, right? Signal boosted to try to get support. It didn't any help. He did no help. No help. He got no help. No help.
The world is wrong with you. You're 55, and I certainly expect better from you.
Oh, God. I'm sorry, Leo Convoy. I'll do better, I promise. Tippy Savage just tipped $5. You tell him there's nothing inappropriate in the photo you posted. That's the only problem, because people know the backstory. Exactly, Trippy. Exactly, Trippy. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your support. I appreciate it. Much appreciation there. So this here is the video that Andy linked for everybody to go look. I just want for the record to reflect it was 689 views. Thank you. Not 600. More misinformation. Us little 1K YouTubers, we need all the views. We need every little view counts to us. That's important to us. That's you know. I see you in the waiting there, Nardy. I'll get you in a minute there, man. I'll get you in a minute, my man. So anyway. So this was back when he filed a DMCA against Super Dave. I'm going to play the segment again. It's probably going to get me DMCA'd again, but I don't give a shit. I don't care. Because this is what matters, Andy. Not some little bullshit civil case down in Florida that is impacting all the creators. Whatever. So this was the little segment here. Watch this. So you know what I'm going to do? I talk slow as hell. I know that. So I am going to crank this shit way the hell up just for you guys. Because listen, hearing me talk live is bad enough, but watching a VOD, you have my apologies. I'm going to just tell you right now, you have my apologies.
So far, this goober, he is about a goofy looking fucker, but anyway, he's not responded. Okay, fine, whatever. Video and quick. That's what happens, because right at the beginning of his video, right? And so here we go.
Should happen. I mean, obviously she's touching you without your consent. Yes. But, so I want to press charges. Absolutely. You want to jail? Absolutely. 100%.
Okay. So
that's it. That is all of the video that I showed. What was that? 35 seconds? 35 seconds that I showed of the video. That was it. That's all I showed. And he claimed, did a DMCA strike saying that was not fair use. I shit you not, guys. I shit you not. You don't believe me? You don't believe me? Let me show you something here. Look here. Look at this. Your video has been taken down from YouTube At What the Hell's files a DMCA strike against Milltown's best. Edwin is coping hard. Yes, I also talked about back that was with Edwin, but bullshit was going on with Edwin as well, whatever. This was back on June the 3rd, 2023. I got this email in 2:22 p.m. It says, hey, people, Riverter. That's me. Yours truly right here. Guilty. Due to a copyright takedown notice that we received, we had to take down your video from YouTube, right? So it was not a content ID. Nope. Was not. This was, okay, takedown issued by Jeremy Hells. This means your video no longer can be played on YouTube. You received a copyright strike. You now have one copyright strike. If you get multiple strikes, we'll have to disable your account. To prevent this from happening, please don't upload videos containing copyrighted content that you aren't allowed to use. And then it tells me again, what yada, yada, yada. Okay. So I did what YouTube recommended to do. I sent an email out to the email address that was listed on the YouTube channel for Jeremy Hells. And I just simply say, to whom it may concern. Your recent DMCA filing is in violation of fair use in the landmark case of Matt Hausen, whatever, versus Ethan Klein and Hilliard Klein. The courts ruled that using portions of a video for context in a commentary video is covered under fair use doctrine when it comes to copyright. Please remove your DMCA claim to reduce your exposure to legal costs. Respectfully, I doxed myself. Tim, here we go. Cited case, and I linked the case to the what I was whatever, right? Hang on, let me pull Nerdy John in. He's been patient. Good evening, Nerdy. How you doing? Yeah, how you doing?
Doing good, doing good.
You know, now you're guilty by proxy, and so they're going to file DMCs against you too now. All your channels are going to go down now.
Oh, of course, but you see, I've been waiting for this type of detention. Okay, I've been waiting, starving for a beef with a bigger creator. Okay?
Oh, so you couldn't come in here and try to get on my coattails and steal some of the clout. You're gonna get some of the glizzy too.
Exactly, and then when eventually you get bigger than me, people, that's when the backstab's gonna happen. Okay, I'm waiting for you and dmca to get to like 50K. I'm waiting for both of you to get around that level, and then just bam.
Just bam. Exactly. I think, am I sharing my screen? Yeah, okay, you can see. All right. So, but it wasn't just me, guys. It just was not little old me, right? Here's Super Dave, right? Super Dave talking about, he actually filed 2 strikes on him because Super Dave was actually doing more coverage of it. Right, Super Dave.
Oh yeah,
was a fan. Super Dave was actually a fan of Jeremy. Right, he watched his content, whatever, and that's how I actually became aware of it, because he put out these tweets saying that he'd gotten a copyright strike. Now, Super Dave, like I say, Super Dave and I don't agree on much of really anything, but one thing that he and I do agree on, and we do stand in solidarity on, is the principle and the right of fair use. He and I are locked arm in arm on this one. And when my fellow YouTuber over here was getting these false DMCAs, I wanted to signal boost it. I wanted to bring attention to it. I was tweeting about it. I did the video that I did, highlight it, right? And listen, Super Dave and I have had some knockdown dragouts. Right? We've said some pretty hurtful, ugly things to each other in the heat of the moment. But I still will stand, and I still to this day, if somebody came and filed a DMCA against Super Dave, I would be one of the first ones to line up in his defense of fair use. Right? That won't ever change. Just because I don't like a person, or I don't necessarily agree with the way they do and handle things, doesn't mean I'm not going to stand up for what's right. Period. Point blank, period. That's just that simple. So he received 2 copyright strikes. Boom, boom, right? So if he had gotten, and listen, the dude was sweating bullets on this because he had 2, one more, boom. Milltown's channel is gone. And the dude had worked hard on his channel, right? He'd been grinding away for a while. And, you know, I don't want to see the dude lose his channel. It's bullshit, right? So he sent a letter to Jeremy, much like what I did, because again, that's what YouTube instructs us to do, to try to go to the other person and resolve it peaceably, right? That's what they encourage us to do, is to go to them, to reach out to them. So much just like what I did, Super Dave went to him. And what did he say? Well, again, Jeremy, really, a little bit maybe coming hot out of the barrel, but I'm not here to critique whatever it is, what it is, right? He goes, I thought you'd become educated on fair use. Whew. He's a little hot. I understand. He's a little hot. So I'm going to extend him some grace here, because the dude was hot, and rightfully so. So whatever. He says, I thought you'd become educated on fair use the last time you did this to my channel, Mr. Hales. I'm sure would mean a lot if you released the claim on my video and not make me wait the 10 days like last time. Again, this is abuse of the YouTube copyright system to send out false DMCAs, to silence those who criticize you. It's also committing perjury. I'm trying to grow a channel here, and you're making that a pain in the ass, quite frankly. Action like this make me seriously curious what John Cook and Lynette have to say. You did hear they offered me an exclusive interview, right? I was just getting ready to move on from covering you. Well, it's like the good Lord wants my focus on your content for some reason. Please, though, Jeremy, release the claim on my video, and maybe try and work with a small creator for once instead of against them, respectfully. And of course, he had he blacked out his name there, and that's fine, whatever, right? But unlike Dave, I didn't get a response. Dave got a response from Jeremy.
Did he?
Yeah. Okay. So he responded, says, our legal team will be in contact with you, or you may supply us your lawyer, and they will contact them directly. Either way, you made those choices to steal other people's copyrighted content, and you will endure the consequences of your choices. And Dave responds, says, no legal team on my end. I will be handling this pro se. I'm a small channel, as you are well aware. I'm also not making a dime on any of these videos, so good luck. I've compiled with fair use practices, which were set at the Haas versus Klein, which again, same one that I'd cited. And I may have even sent this to him, because he and I were talking, and I was trying to help him as best I could. Again, but I'm no lawyer. I'm just some old dumb, redneck.
Well, a better example is the Sargon case, because all Sargon did was a simple edit with a meme title. Yeah,
exactly. And the judge ruled that was transformative enough and said, yeet. I have no problem crowdfunding for any help I might need with the defense. You see, YouTubers come together when it comes to fair use cases. I'm very well versed in fair use, fair dealings laws, and I urge you to seek counsel before you waste your money. No one is riding your coattails. I simply cover YouTubers and their behavior, and I have every right to do so. And again, he signed his name. Super Dave was, because Jeremy, here's the thing, just a real quick synopsis if you're unaware of the process. When someone files a DMCA against you, you have to respond within X amount of time. And you can refute or rebuke, or say you don't agree with the copyright strike. You have to give reason why you don't, and give examples of why it was not infringement upon their copyright. Then what has to happen is goes back to the other person, and they have 10 days to respond. Now, it used to be 30. YouTube used to make you wait 30, but now they cut it down to 10. So they have 10 days to where they have to respond back saying that they're going forward. And when they do, they have to produce legal documentations that says that they're taking you to court. And if they don't produce legal, where they've initiated, legal proceedings against you, then YouTube releases the video, right? And that's essentially what happened in my case. It's the same thing that happened with Super Dave's case. Hell did not pursue it, and the strikes expired. The videos came back up, right? But that's not the point. The point is is he's trying to intimidate, and he is perjuring himself, because here's the thing. When you go to file a DMCA strike against someone, you have to check a little thing on there that says, I swear under penalty of perjury that what you're saying is factually inaccurate. So when he files that, or whoever it is, the person that is filing it on his behalf, they are signing a legal document to, they are not, that what they're saying is factual and not, and they're perjuring themselves. They're lying, right? And he's knowingly doing this. So this kind of blew up, and so Super Dave put these tweets out yesterday. And I just kind of want to cover this real quickly, because he said, people keep asking me to speak on my coverage of the Hales Preston case going back to May of last year. All I will say is I did not take Jeremy's side and was met with 7 DMCAs. 7 DMCAs. For everything from having an artist draw Jeremy's face, quoting from transcripts, and using clips. He literally had a person, like I said, that did a caricature of Jeremy that he used in the thumbnail and he used during his stream.
Mm-hmm.
And if I remember correctly, he didn't use any other evidence or any other of Jeremy during the stream. All right? He didn't use any other video clips, nothing. Just that picture and Jeremy's argument, and he filed a DMCA on that one. And his argument was that his face, you couldn't use his face, that violated his rights, right? 100%.
Susie Lou situation.
Exactly. His face was copyrightable. You could not, which, I'm sorry, my dude, you are a public figure. So you're subject to scrutiny. You're subject to criticism, and you're subject to just fuck the right off.
In reality, people who are criticizing you, it is to your benefit that they show clips, because if we weren't allowed to show clips of someone, right, and we were just talking about them, we could just make up anything.
Sure.
And we wouldn't have to show it, right?
Sure. Exactly. 100%. So Dave goes on to say, in fair use, when I then spoke out on a few fan forums and was threatened with litigation if I continue using my First Amendment rights of free speech. Real funny. It's real funny that Hales is now out here claiming how the court systems is trying to stifle his First Amendment rights, right? But anybody that disagrees with Hales or criticizes Hales, he immediately tries to shut up. He tries to prevent them from using their First Amendment rights. So it's another one of these cases. Yeah. It's good for him, but not for anyone else. Period.
Yeah, how insecure does he have to be? Because what was Dave's sub count at the time? Like 500?
I don't even remember, but that's.
I remember you guys were like at the time maybe like neck and neck in terms of like sub count.
Yeah, we were. So we were close. Yeah.
So like like maybe I'm misremembering Dave. You can correct me on this, but like I don't even think this video was doing like gangbusters, right? I think it was like what you would expect a smaller channel to get on this type of topic. How insecure does this Jeremy dude have to be in order to like silence literally 2 sub Andys who are talking about him?
Yeah, us. That's who we are. We're Dave and I were relatively like 500. Yeah, Dave says Super Dave says he was like 515. Yeah, Milltown and I were like right neck and neck around the same. Yeah, we were. Counts there, right? Anyway. He said he goes, I've always been a Hales fan, and he was deeply hurt by all these tactics. Since then, I've decided to back off, remove all my Hales content, as I'm not one for confrontation or beef. And that's fine. He's 100%. He's whatever. But I love beef, and I love confrontation, and I love to eat little idiots like this the fuck up. It's just like nectar, right? Because I just don't give a fuck. This is insanity. I do have her side with the judges. I know Jeremy's tactics when you don't see things his way. Exactly, right? So Leia something even weighed in on this, right? And Leia had was beefing with Andy too about all this stuff, right? And she goes, if you're going to be a man whore and send a video of yourself yanking it off, jerking it off, whatever, whether it's solicited or unsolicited, don't be mad at other people when the video is leaked. People making fun of you and posting your ugly ass old face is not posting revenge porn, which is what he accused me of, right? You have nobody to blame but yourself. Maybe actually address something rather than blocking people. Exactly, right? Also, you're more than happy to go around taking shit, and when somebody else talks shit better than you, you fucking cry. If you can't handle the heat, don't shit talk at all. Exactly, right? If you can't take it, you don't dish it. It's just that simple. Plain and simple, right?
It's
Plain
a
and
shame.
simple.
The only reference I've had, other than like hearing about the allegations against him, right, was when he would be a guest for Dick on the Dick Show or The Biggest Problem in the Universe, and he wasn't that bad on there. It was kind of funny.
Yeah.
So
he's funny to look at. That old face was funny as fuck. I tell you right now, if that's what a girl sees when you're nutting, dude, holy Jesus, I'm sorry.
I haven't seen his O face. Is there a censored version of the O face?
Let's see the O. Yeah, I'll show you the fucking O face.
Let's see the O face. Let's see the O face.
Where is it? Here you go. Here's the O face right there.
Oh, it looks like he's passing a kidney stone.
It's just bad.
It's like,
it
looks like he's about. It looks like let out like a massive fart that he doesn't know if it's going to turn into diarrhea.
Yeah. Anyway, so this next, I'm going to get into this since he accused me and brought up the whole quote revenge prawn or revenge whatever. Let me tell you something. We're going to get into that, and because I don't know a whole lot about it. I don't.
Sorry, I'm
a wild D-Max.
I'm sorry. I'm not going to be here for long. I just want to stay here for long enough for the video to load so that I can see the face too, and it's not going to load. Never mind.
Hang on. I didn't even have it up. There you go. There's the face.
Hey guys.
Oh, God, he's wearing a Homer shirt.
Hold on, wait. Sorry, this is loading again. Oh, that's the face. Ew! Ew! He even has like a little X over it, like on his shirt, where it's like, you know, I mean, it's a Ghostbusters logo, but it looks like he's saying like no cutting. It looks like the universe is telling him, "Stop! Don't do this, please."
Yeah.
Hang on. Is that a no ghost or a no sperm?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's the universe telling him he's doing
Wait,
that.
are you saying he's infertile?
Oh, that's terrible.
Possibly.
Okay.
I would hope. I hope he's not reproducing.
Okay. All right. That was all I wanted. All right.
That's all you wanted? Okay. All right. So this next part, I'm gonna, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna let Philip DeFranco tell the story because I feel like Philip probably could tell it better than me, right? Because Philip DeFranco, he'll fill you in, right? So this is from Philip DeFranco show. This was from 4 years ago.
4 years ago.
Yeah, this is so anyway, here we go. We'll just listen to Philip talk about that.
A big update to a story that just blew up almost about 2 years ago. And the story at hand is a
So this is 6 years ago when the story originally broke. Because this was 4 years after, right? So here we're doing
Andy being a little goblin over here.
Yeah. So hey, if you make it on the Philly D show, you're probably doing something wrong with your life. I'm just gonna say that, right?
story of Andy Signore, Defy Media, and a number of female accusers. And Andy, if you don't know, is the creator of Screen Junkies and Honest Trailers. And regarding the female accusers, there's kind of three different fronts here, but it's all the same story. There were the accusations and screenshots about his misconduct with fans of his properties. There were accusations of inappropriate behavior in the workplace. And then most notably, there was a woman that came forward with accusations of sexual assault. Regarding the misconduct of fans, you had female accusers coming out with screenshots showing correspondence with Andy. And some of what was featured here was Andy, who was married at the time, flirting with fans. And there were a number of them out there, but kind of the two that stood out. You had one alleged email correspondence where they're talking about San Diego Comic-Con. And here it appears that Andy says you should totally try and come out for Comic-Con. It's a blast. How expensive is it? Maybe I can help, LOL. Would you secretly cosplay for me? Then regarding inappropriate behavior in the workplace or in a work setting, initially you had the likes of Emma Bowers, who was posted, I was sexually harassed by Andy Signore, the creator of Screen Junkies. I was quote unquote interning, aka working for copy credit on some viral videos for him, and he came across some pinup photos I had done. He messaged me to say how hot I was and tried to play it off as silly, LOL, jacking it to you in your undies. And when I tried to brush it off, he offered me to come over so he could do it in person. I will never forget his exact words. You can read a book for all I care. You also had the likes of people like Roxy Stryer speaking on this. Eventually, she actually wasn't one of the first people to speak out, but we did find a relatively small podcast she was on at the end of 2018 where she spoke on it.
To see if anything happened also inside of it. Did anything ever happen?
I definitely didn't not happen.
Oh, wow.
But there were things that happened that through the years that I spoke about and was like really, you know, I didn't speak about publicly, but
Uncomfortable? That's it more?
More than uncomfortable,
Okay.
really inappropriate.
Okay.
Yeah, he was a super inappropriate guy.
Okay.
And, you know, I have very, very not nice things to say about him.
Right, so there are these two things, but then the big driver of this story, of course, were the sexual assault allegations. And that involved one main accuser by the name of April Dawn. And in April's original post, which has now been deleted, although her other tweets with her accusations remain up, she wrote, "Over the past 2 months, I have been talking with Screen Junkie's HR department after Andy Signore tried to sexually assault me on multiple occasions. I did what I believed to be the right thing and trusted the company to do something, considering 2 other women also came forward with me." She says the HR company continued to not take me seriously and only had Andy's interests in mind, adding he threatened my boyfriend's job security, saying he would fire him if I told anyone. He took out sex toys and tried to force them in me, took pictures of me without my permission, and promised a position at Screen Junkies for sexual favors. And adding, "I hope this encourages more women to come forward because I believe you." Then providing a more detailed summary, saying Andy used Screen Junkies to prey on multiple women, including myself. The first time he used Chicago Comic-Con by saying they were having a Screen Junkies party and I was invited. The party ended up being him alone in his hotel room trying to force himself on me. Then adding, I was later invited by Screen Junkies to come out to LA to be on the fan cam and they put me up in a hotel. Andy stopped by my hotel uninvited and took a dildo out of his bag and tried to use it on me. Then adding, he also took pictures of me without my permission and went through my phone while I was in the bathroom. Many have asked why I haven't come forward. I was in a strange city, I'm originally from Wisconsin, and he threatened to kick me out of the hotel if I told anyone. Then going on to say she recently heard a story from another victim, saying she went to HR with other women, they told me we didn't really have a case. And online you had other people corroborating her story about her going.
So I think that's enough. I think that's enough to show that, listen, I'm not saying this stuff, dude. I'm not the one. You got problems, right? This is Philly D.
Well,
4 years ago.
He's a sex pest. At the very least, he's a sex pest.
He's something. I don't know. Like, again, I don't know if those allegations were true. I don't know if they're factual. I don't know. I don't know, Andy. I don't know.
Let me see if I can find, because I could have sworn I heard Augie and Nick talk about how like people were making fun of him in his chat, and so he doxed them on air.
I know you brought that up about him doxing people. I don't know if that's true or factual, so I'm not going to address that. So unless you have something that actually shows that and proves that, that's fine. But I don't know. All I'm saying is the dude accused me of posting revenge porn. I didn't post revenge porn. Tell me about, what was it about that photo that I posted was revenge porn, Andy? You're making a face. You're making an O face. That's it. It's not like It's not like I was sitting there posting. It's not like I was out here posting your dick out here or something, right? I wasn't out here posting someone pegging you from the rear with some 14-inch dildo or something. Now, how was I doing revenge porn? Explain that to me.
Well, do you want to watch his response video? The truth about Andy. The truth about Andy. Hashtag Me Too Misfire.
Yeah, I watched part of that. Let's see here. I think I watched.
Right, because he's been kicked out of the company, right? He's been kicked out of Screen Junkies.
Yeah, they eventually did remove him. Matter of fact, I have an article here. Where is it at? Here's an article.
And he wasn't the voice for he wasn't the voice for the Honest Trailers. He was just like the guy behind the scenes, right? Yeah, he was doing the voice.
I don't know. It says, here we go again. Honest Trailers creator Andy Signore suspended after sexual harassment accusations. So stop me if you've heard this one before. An influential member of the film community has been accused of sexual harassment, with accounts by multiple women pointing to a consistent pattern of behavior that until recently had been swept under the rug. No, we're not talking about Hadrian Belove or Devin Faraci or Harry Knowles or Harvey Weinstein. Today it's Andy Signore, creator of the popular Honest Trailer series on the Screen Junkies YouTube channel. Defy Media, which owns Screen Junkies, has issued a statement today announcing Signore's suspension. As we at Screen Junkies and Defy Media have no tolerance for harassment or retaliation of any kind. We have been conducting a thorough investigation into allegations made against Andy Signore and are preparing to respond to those allegations and take appropriate action. Given the additional information that was made available today, we feel that it is necessary to suspend Andy's employment while we continue our investigation. We will take all necessary action once the investigation is fully complete. Emma Bowers, who identified herself as a former intern for Screen Junkies, was the first to speak up about her encounters with Signore. Here's some tweets with her with stuff. So anyway, of course, there's other here where tweets were deleted and so forth. But yeah, we've seen the breakdown basically. We've seen the breakdown basically of the Philly D game, right? So again, before you go out here, Andy Signore, and you start just trying to throw stuff against the wall and accuse people of posting revenge porn, that's very slanderous statements, right? And if I was some like little crybaby basic bitch, I would threaten litigation, but instead, I'm gonna fire up a stream, and I'm gonna make a little money off of you, and I'm gonna laugh at you, and I'm gonna treat you like the lolcow that you are, because that's what you are. You're a lolcow. You're a lolcow.
You're a lolcow.
And I'm gonna milk your ass, right? And here's the thing, right? And even though there is a really great product out there called Peepaw's Udder Butter, right here, you see Peepaw's Udder Butter. I'm not gonna use it. I'm not gonna use it. I'm not gonna use it to soothe your inflamed teats. I'm not. I'm just not going to. I hope your teats burn and itch and bleed. Because I'm not gonna let you have no Peepaw's Udder Butter. I'm not gonna let you. I'm just not. So.
What is?
So anyway, but that's pretty much it. That's all really I have tonight on this. Like I said, my whole issue was the fact, and it still is the issue, an issue that Andy never addressed. He tried to deflect. He tried to move the goalposts. He tried to pearl clutch. He accused me of a criminal act, right? But he never ever addressed the accusations. The accusations are that he platformed a habitual false DMCA flagger. The accusations that he's lazy and he doesn't do his research. He made those. He tried to do a what is that? Uno reversi on me, saying I didn't do mine, sir. I beg to differ. I do my research. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. You don't. You don't. And just because you're, just how many fucking subs do you have, by the way? And just because he's 768,000. And just because you have 768,000 subs and I just have a measly 1,000 subs does not make you a better creator than me. Doesn't make you smarter than me either. Just quite the contrary. I think I've proven that tonight. But I can tell you exactly what it does prove, right? And I think my friend Abba says it the best.
This is a sickness of the highest order.
It's a sickness of the highest order.
It is a sickness.
Exactly.
Wow, he says it.
Exactly. Anyway, listen, I want to appreciate all you guys for tuning in this evening. I appreciate it. Nerdy John, thank you for calling in. I appreciate it.
The world is wrong with you. You're 55, and I certainly expect better from you.
Oh, I'm sorry, Leon Convoy. I'll do better. I promise. Thank you for the donation, DMAX, $10, Peepaw W. If I got a W this week, that's the only one I've got. All I've gotten is L's for the last 2 weeks. All the women that I associate with, that I make content with, that are on my podcast with me, that I love dearly, they've all handed me L's right and left, and I've just taken it because that's what a smart man does. You just take the L's. but I don't take it tonight. Tonight I get the W, because Andy, you made it so fucking easy. Thank you. I appreciate it. I needed this tonight. Thank you again. Like I say, if everybody tuned in, I appreciate it. Make sure you still got plenty of time. It's early. It's early. You know, I don't know. Let me see. Is there anyone else out there streaming I can raid into tonight? Let me just see. Is anyone else out there that we can do a little love to? Is anyone out there? Well, Penguin Zero streaming, but I'm not going to.
You're not going to give him any love?
I don't think Penguin needs any damn love. Okay, Charlie don't need no damn love. Son of a bitch. Tommy
We all
C.
use a little love.
Tommy C streaming Fortnite with friends. You guys want to raid into Tommy? You guys
There we go.
Hang on, who was that? Was that a maggot?
It's a wild maggot.
I could have heard. I swear I heard a maggot. What's got up, maggot? Oh.
Hi. Hello.
Hey, how you doing? How you doing?
I can't hear you guys in Discord. I don't know why. I'm gonna leave. Bye.
Yeah.
Now, see, this is where I could trash talk maggot, but I don't, and I won't. Because,
No, you wouldn't do that.
Because you know what? I have too much respect for maggot. So
yeah.
All right, guys. So do you guys want to go watch Tommy play Fortnite, or would you guys like to be introduced to Dead End Ode? I don't know if I can raid into Dead End Ode, but if I can, I'll raid into Dead End Ode. Do you guys know who Dead End Ode is? We pulled in at.
He's a Twitch head, right? Well, like I've seen him mostly on Twitch.
He is. He does. They do. But let me just see what they're. Let me pull this up here. They sing. It's Friday night, so they sing. They do karaoke. Him and his wife. Listen. She cried, "Mom."
Oh, here we go.
So I can't do too long. It'll get me copyrighted. But anyway, do you guys want to go see them, or do you want to go see Tommy? I'll let you guys decide. Who would you guys like to raid into?
You decide, audience.
Leia says Tommy. Okay, fine. We'll raid into Tommy. Let me get this set up here. Let me raid this up. We'll set this up. We'll see if we can redirect. Here we go. Save. All right. We're gonna raid into Tommy. You telling people said
I fixed it.
Well, of course you did. You're a smart cookie.
All right. I just wanted to make sure I fixed it. You can end now.
I can end. Oh, thank you.
And remember, guys, keep your powder dry, and we'll see you in the funny paper.
We'll see you in the funny papers. Y'all take care. Tell Tommy I said hey.
I'm a little young, but you don't know what I've become. Can't you see it in my face?